Many of you guys have been asking for an update on my intake number 2, this female red fox that I rescued. I am very sad to share that she did indeed end up passing away not too long after her rescue. I will be sending her in for a necropsy just in case there was something serious we were dealing with, and maybe to get some information to help future rescues. But I would also now like to introduce you guys to my intake number 3, this adorable little red fox kit. He was found wandering alone, no family in sight, no parents nearby, and he was vocalizing. Although that sounds like a pretty low-key situation for an orphan fox, I've noticed throughout my years of experience doing this that a lot of times that can mean there could... Oh my gosh, my dog's whining in the background of this audio. Okay, I'm back to being serious. I'm petting her so she stopped whining. In situations like that, especially when there's no other kits to be found, I have noticed that sometimes that means the mom either moved the rest of the family away from this kit or she orphaned it herself. That happens because mom can tell that there is something funky going on with this kit, and just by nature, she doesn't want the rest of the family to get it. Something very common, especially when it's around the time of a rainstorm, I've noticed in that situation, is something called hydrocephalus. I think you guys have probably seen me post about that before. Usually there are visual signs with hydrocephalus though, and I don't think that that is what we're dealing with here, which is great because there is no solution or fix for hydrocephalus in animals. We are currently having a very big problem in New York State with red fox kits coming in with avian influenza. This actually started last year. You guys might have also heard me talk about this last year. It definitely has not slowed down at all this year. Thankfully, if that is what he's dealing with, because he has very, very minor, subtle neurological signs that I can notice because I'm used to seeing very healthy kits. If that is the case, avian influenza, although it's not treatable, you can absolutely still pull them through with supportive care and quarantine periods. The ones who usually don't make it through have really bad seizures within the first 24 hours of coming in. And so far, nothing like that. If anything, he has actually perked up a lot the last day that I've had him. So at this point, it's honestly just basic care, treating symptomatically, and quarantining. If I don't continue to see improvement, he'll be making the 4-hour round trip to Cornell University for further testing. If you want, you can snag some food off our Amazon wish list. You can find the link on my website. He has a great appetite, which is very critical. Lack of appetite is a big red flag. My protocol for every fox that comes in is to treat them for parasites, both internal and external, because they all come in with worms and creepy crawlies. Another great sign, as you can see, because I haven't cleaned yet this morning, is he does have solid poo, which is great. Okay, I know a lot of you guys are itching for some more baby fox content, and a lot of you guys are also wanting an update on my little 2023 red fox intake number 3. I am pleased to say that he got a fairly clean bill of health. He had a couple issues that had to be cleared up, and he is on his way home from Cornell University's Wildlife Hospital as we speak. I'm meeting a transporter, John. Shout out to John for helping with this trip to get our little baby back. He came in really malnourished, underweight, pretty typical for an orphan fox kit. Like I've mentioned to you guys before, there has been a lot of weird stuff going on in fox kits who come in for wildlife rehab the last couple years, so I'm always kind of like holding my breath until we can get some good diagnostics done on kids who are showing neurological symptoms. He had started to put on weight and actually was getting a little bit more coherent, you could say, while he was with me for the week before I sent him to the hospital. So I knew he was on the mend from whatever was going on. Turns out the biggest problem was that he was anemic and he had coccidia. Coccidia causes really stinky, yucky diarrhea. It's very common in stressed out young baby animals, especially those who are orphaned. I was laughing with the vet on the phone because she called me and said he tested positive and had really bad coccidia diarrhea. And I'm like, oh man, he saved that for you guys, because I was actually very pleased with how solid his poo was. Remember, I think I even showed you guys that I was pretty hyped about that, because solid poo is always a great thing, man. We deal with so much diarrhea in rehab. I'm excited to say that it looks like this guy is going to do just fine, which means in several months he will get to return to the wild when he's a handsome teenager fox ready to go make his own family. I will show you guys a little clip of him as soon as I get home. Alright, so it's dark out now, but we are home with the little baby. I totally forgot to ask the vets to give a distemper booster for me while he was there. So I'm going to do that real quick myself. Oh, and I gave him a stuffed animal for the road. That was really cute. And he does have a clean bill of health, so I'm not too worried about him being in my house right now. for anybody who's wondering. They're quick and easy. And then since he has a clean bill of health, and really the goal now is to just keep him healthy until release and do a rabies booster at some point, this little cutie is going to go ahead and go into an outdoor enclosure right now. Oh man, he hears my resident foxes and he is ready to go. Well, that's a cozy straw for you there. Perfect. Okay, you don't have to come out unless you want to, baby. I got you some water in case you want to stay shacked up in here for the night. We'll keep that close by. Oh man, I can hear his breathing is changing. You hear that? He's excited. Oh my gosh, he probably thought Pearl's calls over there was his mommy.